Harry's Wife, Part 101.91. Return of the Beige. Yes. Do you feel that there's been some kind of gap in your life as of late? A hole, perhaps. Some kind of lacuna. Have you thought about what that might be? For some, it might well be the fact that Elizabeth II has passed away. For others, it might be that there's something personal that has occurred to you that has caused there to be a gulf, a hole, a chasm in your life. I can assure you that probably it isn't, that you've thought, yes, I've really missed listening to Harry's Wife's Archetypes. That has left me bereft of enjoyment. That has left me without a glimmer of hope in this difficult and turbulent world. Well, whilst most of you will not have thought that way, if for some reason you've taken leave of your senses and you were missing this series, well, salvation, sweet salvation, is on the horizon. For coming right at you, it is the return of the Beige. Yes, according to Variety magazine, it's important to let you all know that the Archetypes are returning. Of course, it'll never really felt like it's gone away because Harry's Wife is so ubiquitous. But of course, with unseemly haste, she has to get back to business and reminding everybody of why she is the centre of the universe. The article by Rebecca Rubin tells us, Harry's Wife's Archetypes podcast will return with new episodes next week. Yippee-fucking-doo. Harry's Wife's podcast, Archetypes, is returning on Tuesday, October the 4th. The episode will feature comedian and actor Margaret Cho in a conversation about Asian American tropes in the entertainment industry. I'd not heard of Margaret Cho, so let's find out a little bit about her. Margaret Moran Cho is Korean and was born December the 5th, 1968. She's an American stand-up comedian actress, an LGBT social activist, and musician. She is best known for her stand-up routines, through which she critiques social and political problems regarding race and sexuality. She rose to prominence after starring in the ABC sitcom All American Girl, 1994 to 1995, and became an established stand-up comic in the subsequent years. She also has had endeavours in fashion and music, and has her own clothing line. Jo has also repeatedly supported LGBT rights, and has won awards for her humanitarian efforts on behalf of women, Asian Americans, and the LGBT community. As an actress, she has acted in such roles as Charlene Lee in It's My Party, and John Travolta's FBI colleague in the action movie Face Off. First one I've heard of, don't remember her in it. Jo was part of the cast of the TV series Drop Dead Diva on Lifetime Television, in which she appeared as Terry Lee, a paralegal assistant. For her portrayal of dictator Kim Jong-il on 30 Rock, she was nominated for Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Guest Actress in a Comedy Series in 2012. In 2022, Cho co-starred in Fire Island, a breakout platform portraying the LGBT Asian experience in the famous gay village off the South Shore of Long Island. Okay. Now, I hadn't heard of her. I don't know how famous she is. She's certainly not got across my side of the world, but that doesn't mean that she's not famous in the United States. I'm sure those of you in the comments section will enlighten me further with regard to how famous she actually is. But given the background that we received there, it's no surprise that she's going to appear on Archetypes. But why don't we tune in, and to save your glorious narrators delicious, throaty, stentorian tones, let somebody else tell you more about this article for a little while.
Meghan Markle's Archetypes podcast will return with new episodes next week. Exclusive. Meghan Markle's podcast Archetypes is returning on Tuesday, October 4th. The episode will feature comedian and actor Margaret Cho in a conversation about Asian American tropes in the entertainment industry. In light of Queen Elizabeth II's death on September 9th, the recently launched Archetypes delayed the release of new episodes during the official mourning period for Her Majesty.
Right, that's enough of that. First of all, even though the article says September the 8th, That clown artificial intelligence just referred to her death as being on September the 9th. So that's quite enough of that artificially created voice. And instead, let's get back to this far superior one. In light of Queen Elizabeth II's death on September the 8th, the recently launched Archetypes delayed the release of new episodes during the official mourning period for Her Majesty, false compassion, facade management, according to Spotify. The royal family's official period of mourning ended on September the 26th, 7 days after the Queen's funeral. And therefore, just in a matter of a day or two, this announcement has to be made. Harry's wife, the Duchess of Sussex, and Prince Harry, I think you mean Prince Harry, were in the United Kingdom for 3 weeks following the Queen's death. Upon returning home to California, the couple intends to take a week off. Week off what? Talking about themselves, to spend time with their children, Archie and Lilibet. Prince Harry, it's Prince, that's the second time that's been done, paid tribute to his grandmother early in September, calling the Queen a guiding compass. She was globally admired and respected. Her unwavering grace and dignity remained true throughout her life. And now, her everlasting legacy, he wrote on the Archewell's website, which he shares with Harry's wife. Let us echo the words she spoke after the passing of her husband, Prince Philip, words which can bring comfort to all of us now. Life, of course, consists of final partings as well as first meetings. Archetypes debuted on Spotify in August and ranked as the #1 podcast worldwide for 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, if you believe that. The first episode featured Serena Williams, who just about got a few words in, and who recently announced plans to retire from tennis, while ensuing weeks have highlighted Mariah Carey, who of course highlighted Harry's wife's diva status, and Mindy Kaling. Harry's wife, who hosts and executive produces the weekly series, aims to dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. Or, more honestly, she aims to talk about herself, acquire other people's character traits from her guests, and make out how brilliant she is, whilst if anybody threatens a sense of control, she'll edit it afterwards to get them back. And that's understandable that she behaves in that way as a consequence, of course, of her narcissism. In early episodes, she spoke at length, indeed she did speak at length, with Williams about the misconception of ambition. She conversed with Carey about the complexities surrounding the diva and got candid with Kaling about the joys, challenges and stigmas of her life as a single, unmarried woman. Other upcoming guests include comedians Robin Thede, who, and Zaiwi Fumido, who, again, they may be famous in the States, I don't know who they are. But what I can tell you is, it's the return of the Beige, and the fact that she has to announce that this is coming back, rather than, of course, everybody salivating with excitement. Oh, goody gumdrops. It's okay, it's coming back. We didn't need to have it announced. I've been waiting each day for a Tuesday to come round so that I can listen to whatever brilliance Harry's wife has to say. It is just more beige nonsense. But of course, the beige nonsense provides us with further insight into her narcissism. And undoubtedly, I will be commenting upon whatever happens to be spoken about in the conversation with Margaret Cho, if Margaret's able to get a few words in, of course. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.